Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, this is a topic that sparked a little bit of debate on our live stream that we do every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will do it this Sunday. So make sure you check it out. And while you're thinking about our live stream, make sure you smash the like button, or if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. This is AM Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing-related content. And we talked a little bit about Jaron Ennis, and it vacillated between Jaron Ennis and Brian Norman Jr. But one thing that did come up was a conversation about Teofimo Lopez versus Jaron Boots Ennis. Now, Teofimo Lopez seemingly tends to go after Jaron Boots Ennis, and he said this on multiple occasions. And I'm going to be quite honest with you, Jay. I believe that Teofimo Lopez fully intends to go after Jaron Boots Ennis. We've heard Turkey Alashik mentioned that that's a potential fight. He went on his social media account and tried to gauge the interest of boxing fans. He's put on quite a number of shitty fights here recently. And of course, some people will say we have feminine energy because we talk about the business aspect of boxing. Although talking about business is the most masculine thing that I've pretty much heard of. So, but anyway, I'm going off topic here. But so when you think about Turkey Alashik and the fact that Turkey is interested in actually making this fight, and we hear Teofimo Lopez mention this fight over and over and over, you have to believe that this is a fight that could potentially happen. What is interesting to me is that on the end of Jaron Ennis, I have not heard any response. I have not heard him address the fact that Teofimo Lopez has mentioned him on multiple occasions that he has an interest in fighting him. The only person that I've heard from that end, in my personal opinion, respond to it is Greg Hackett. And we know what Greg Hackett is going to say. He's going to say that Boots is going to absolutely annihilate and destroy Teofimo Lopez. Now, with Teo being so confident in the fact that he wants to face Jaron Boots Ennis, in my personal opinion, Teo must see some type of weakness in Boots Ennis. I'm here to tell you that in my personal assessment, my personal opinion, and this is just my opinion, and please let me add clarity to this as I am speaking on this. Make sure that you are actually listening to what I'm saying and not drawing your own conclusion, okay? I think Teofimo Lopez will give Jaron Ennis some issues. I think the movement of Teofimo Lopez will challenge Jaron Ennis. We've seen Jaron Ennis challenged by movement in the past. I think Teofimo Lopez has better movement than Karan Chukazian. And because of that, he will give him some issues. Now, will that be enough to actually win the fight? I don't think so. But I think in the mind of Teofimo Lopez, he has enough to win the fight. I think ultimately and eventually, regardless of how elusive Teofimo Lopez is initially, at some point Ennis is going to hit him, and when he hits him, the fight changes. But I do believe that this fight could potentially occur, and I do believe that Teofimo does legitimately feel that there is a weakness there in Jaron Ennis that he can capitalize on. I'm just not sure that he is the one that can capitalize on it. Jay, what are your thoughts on that?
Teo full of, you know what?
Hater.
Capping.
Hater.
Boots gonna put that boy in the dirt. He gonna put that boy in the dirt. It ain't gonna be that tough. Teo gonna do something probably for maybe 1 or 2 rounds, and Boots gonna take care of that business on him. I mean, Teo, for one, look at Teo's last 4 or 5 fights, man. Josh Taylor, he looked great, but Josh Taylor was weight drained, and he also didn't have no movement. He also wasn't having any power coming back. Teo struggled against Jermaine Ortiz, who arguably may have beat him. He actually lost to Sandor Martin and got dropped by Sandor Martin, who has less than 10 knockouts. He's not a power puncher neither. So, I mean, he's against Steve Claggett. Didn't look the best against him. Barboza. Cool to style on Barboza because Barboza has slow feet. And he's not a power puncher neither, even in accumulation. We know Boots is not a one-punch knockout artist. He beats you by accumulation. Boots is going to style on Teo because Teo's going to try to style on Boots. It ain't going to look good for him. Teo don't move around to me in a way that's going to give Boots too many problems because Boots gives Teo his own problems. So it ain't going to be that easy for Teo to just move around and think, unless he's going to do like Devin did. And that ain't going to be a good fight at that point. I don't think he'll do that. Nah, man. If you're talking about it's going to be maybe close, maybe 1 or 2 rounds initially, then okay. But it's like problems, not the Teo. You don't know what you're going to get from Teo. And Nah, he's not hurting anyone at 140. Really, he has a knockout in forever. So nah, he's not. Nah, Boots is gonna hurt that boy. He might get him out in 6 rounds.
So you legitimately believe that Teofimo Lopez is going to go in the fight that he believes that he only has the ability to be competitive in 2 rounds? You legitimately believe that that's the case?
Teo said he could beat Crawford.
He can.
And
No, in reality though, no, all seriousness. But I think he's going to actually take the fight against Boots. And I think he legitimately believes that he sees a weakness in Boots. I thought the talk with Crawford was just nonsense. But I think he will actually take the fight with Boots.
he won't. Boots has a fight. His number one.
So let me ask you this.
Is,
Let me ask you this. Hey, listen, you can't pronounce any names just like I can. Let me ask you this. If Teofimo Lopez takes this fight, then you're telling me that Teofimo is taking this fight knowing that he only has a chance to be competitive for 1 or 2 rounds?
And his mind's been all over the place. He's been saying all types of foul stuff. So I can't take Teo serious. This is the same dude I said after he was gifted a win against Santa Marta. Talking about, do I still have it? I don't care what number Teo said. I know one thing: Teo gonna get his ass whipped.
Wow,
if that would happen. But the thing about it is, what does Boots get out of this?
A paycheck, a paycheck, and a name and activity.
He already has something set up. I'm telling you, it's coming up. That's what they've been really talking about. He's gonna be awarded.
Who pronounce his name? Pronounce his name.
You know I can't pronounce his name.
Exactly. No one can because no one knows who he is.
He was on the Boots. He was on the card of Boots fight.
And nobody cares.
They'll push it. I know no one cares, but that's what they're pushing for his next fight.
So again, that's the reason why he would be interested in taking the Teofimo Lopez fight, because the Teofimo
get
Lopez
nothing out of fighting Teo.
It's a name and a big paycheck.
A name that's coming up. The guy that's coming up from 135 to 140 and now to 147. Who, when you look at his last 4 or 5 fights, he's looked like shit in 3 of them.
He'll take it.
There's nothing for Boots, man. That's beneath Boots.
It may be beneath him, but he'll take it. You guys let us know what you think in the comments section in regards to this particular fight. Number one, will the fight even happen? Jason believes that the fight won't even happen. I believe with Turkey Alashik pushing for the fight that it will potentially happen. And if it does happen, can Teofimo Lopez provide some level of challenge, some level of opposition? I believe he provides issues initially. Probably first 5 or 6 rounds with the movement until Boots catches him. I think Boots eventually catches him, and then the fight changes dramatically. But yeah, you can look sick all you want to, man.
You might be right, because Turkey is talking about doesn't do the best versus best. Teo versus Boots is not the best versus the best. So you might be right. That sounds about right. On par.
Let us know what you think. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast on Sports Media, and we are out.